check my comms. Should be there. Yeah, there. Yeah, sorry about that. Thank you, Def Not, for letting me know that. I'm gonna have to. Marte and I are gonna have a conversation. We're gonna work this out. There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on going forward. I think it's gonna be interesting. A lot of stuff going on. We'll see how many people wander over here. Good to see you, Def Not. I hadn't heard from you since Saturday night or Friday. Friday night. So or Saturday night, I guess it was. So good to see you out in the chat. At some point, you do need to get me the information so I can take care of you on the deal. And we're gonna make shit happen. All right, good. All right, now I can fucking see. Welcome everybody to the show. Now I'm going to spend a couple of minutes addressing what's been going on over on some other channels and what you may hear about. Just hit me in link Discord. There's a lot of stuff going on right now surrounding the use of AI in the debate sphere in and of itself, and on my show specifically the other night. We'll see how it works out. Now, I have a fairly neutral take on it. I use AI for artwork. I'm not a very good artist. I use AI. I've tried to use AI for music. It doesn't really work for me. I've tried to use. I do use AI to help refine my arguments to some degree, but I often find that AI takes the wrong track. You have to be very, very careful about how you enter the prompt, or you'll get garbage that doesn't make any sense. And while I still do, like a lot of people, use it to kind of refine arguments, that's kind of where it ends for me. Because what I have found is that often you'll get bad information, wrong information, garbage, basically. And you won't know about it because you're trusting that AI, which is just a bad idea. So I'm going to talk to Marte privately about it. And hey, everyone, you use AI to make your friends. I am not an AI friend. Okay, that's a good way to do that. I actually need to get my stream elements up and running. So let me get this taken care of really quickly. How are you, Kissy Cat? Good to see you today. We're breaking the internet today with the use of AI during one of my debates. That is totally cool. Or not. Whether it's cool or not, I don't know. So, and so it's interesting though, because I use AI for my show prep. Like today, I wrote a prompt to update. So he's a good reader. Yeah. What's up, Anson? Yeah. I had my suspicions the first week, and someone approached me and told me that he was. And I said I'd look into it, but I got distracted with other shit that goes on around me, and I didn't look into it. And then this week, he took the 2 L's, but that was only because, honestly, because I manipulated the prompts and all of that. And I think it's an interesting thing. I have, I don't know. There's the AI in debates. Look, I know Andrew uses AI to refine his arguments. I know Rob uses AI to refine his arguments. The other night, while I was live debating Craig, FTFE, he was using, he admitted to using AI to refining his arguments, but he was using simple Google to do the, he was definitely using Google to fact check during the debate. It's an interesting thing. It's a very interesting thing. I've written or done a project or whatever in Grok. This is just how I do things. I'm not saying this is the right way to do it. In my Grok, for example, I have a daily brief. When I tell Grok 2, it will go and research the latest news stories, headlines, magazine articles, all that kind of stuff, and it will give me a briefing of those specific items. I then go and research those and then determine whether or not I want them in the show. I also ask it to give rhetoric and a synopsis of each thing that just to save time, to, for example, if it's going to be something on Trump, I don't want 10 fluff pieces on Trump, and also don't want 10 pieces that are just bullshit. So the way that I've engineered this search criteria is that it understands that it's for a podcast, right? It knows what that is. It has a framework for that. It understands that I'm looking for accurate headlines with citations. It needs to give me bullet points with a synopsis that I can read and very quickly determine whether or not I want to look into that. So that's where I'm at, right? Now, one of the things, and Flo said something about Marte doing this, and I don't know that it's true, is a lot of bodybuilders use performance enhancing drugs, PEDs. And basically, if you're not on Tren, if you're not on all of these other exotic drugs, you just don't get as big, you don't get as defined, you don't get all of that. And it takes a massive amount of commitment to do that. And while I believe that it is cheating, it also requires a lot. It's just another level of commitment. Now, I've said that I admire a good cheat. When I was racing, for example, I once saw where a guy had had machined solid bushings, which were against the rules, and he had actually put in rubber bushings around them so that when you looked in the car, even with a flashlight, the bushings looked rubber. They looked proper, but they were not rubber, right? They were absolutely steel bushings, and he was absolutely cheating. That's a good cheat, something, that's a good cheat. I could go on and on about all of the cheating that I've seen, some of the stuff I've been accused of. Now, I used to run right up against the edge of the rule book. And this is something I believe is just simple competition. It's my job. This was my job. One of the reasons why I am good at debate, one of the reasons why I can argue these points is I've been arguing with rule makers half my life about why I should be allowed to do the thing that I want to do. Okay. So, for example, way back in 2000, maybe 2001, I took a car that had been running at the back of the pack and I brought it to the front. Now, I did that by a bunch of different things. First of all, I read the entire rule book, and then I read the very specific VTS, the vehicle technical sheet for that car. That was the specific rules for that car. And I literally went through front to back and did everything that we could do. The car was heavy. So we literally had to, we went in and we took 40 pounds of weight out of the car by using different hoses. We changed all the hoses out for a lighter hose, and we lost weight there. We gained an advantage. I moved the AccuSump from the passenger floorboard where we didn't need the weight to behind the car in front of the fuel tank where we did need the weight. I changed the entire weight bias of the car. I raised the windshield up flush with the windshield rain tray, and then put standoffs to hold it up, and then filled that in with silicone sealant so that the entire car was slicker and more aerodynamic. I also, while it was at the body shop, because we had some front end damage from the previous race, while I was at the body shop, we took a hammer and beat the fenders over and down and then moved them back into place. So it dropped the entire profile of the front of the car by almost 1/4 of an inch at the back and by almost 1/2 an inch at the front. And that made the entire front of the car lower, less frontal area. We cleaned it up in the air. The car was faster. I also taped the hood shut to the fenders. Again, less drag. Hey, Kissy Cat, good to see you. I'm glad that you were in the chat for a short time. If you can't sleep, come on back out, and I'll stop talking race car in a few minutes. These are just examples of things that I did, and to make it work, right? To make it the thing that it needed to be to go win races. We sealed the entire front end with tape, leaving only the amount of area we needed for cooling. I drilled holes in the rear plexiglass windshield. First of all, I replaced the rear window with plexiglass. Second, I drilled holes in it in order to allow the high pressure air that was being trapped in the cockpit of the car to be evacuated. Not only that, but when that high pressure air was evacuated from the car, it came out at the bottom of the windshield and that pulled the air back down over the rear windshield so that it funneled into the rear spoiler, the rear wing, and that actually helped with the very small amount of downforce that we were able to use. I did a lot of things to that car. That car went from dead ass last basically to pole position to running up front to being very capable of winning. The following year, everything I had done to that car was ruled. They made a rule against it. Literally, I caused rules to be created because everything I'd done was on the edge of illegal, but didn't cross the line. And this is the way I look at a lot of the AI stuff. A lot of the use of AI in debates is, well, first of all, there's no rule against it, so why does it matter? Now, in my show, there is actually a rule against using notes and being, I guess, basically over prepared. One of the reasons why you don't know what the prompt is so that you have to actually to be able to debate on the fly something that you may or may not agree with, or you may not know a ton about, and you may have to take the argument philosophical instead of being nuts and bolts, right? So there's a reason for what I do. There really is. Now, the problem, as I perceive it, and I'm going to talk to Marte about this, is it 100% appears to me. It looks to me like he's reading an argument prepared by AI, which is actually not it's not. While I don't think we have an actual rule against it, it's definitely not in the spirit of the show, right? So at the end of the day, I'm going to have a conversation with Marte. We're going to sort this out, and I'm going to come up with some kind of hard and fast rules for the use of AI in debates. Adam Bates, what do you drive, man? Yeah, it's really not fair to your competition if when Emmett is coming in good faith and arguing from his basic knowledge, he's not Googling shit, nothing like that. And he's just, going off of his, knowledge, then, and Marte is using AI to flesh out an argument, even if he's not actually reading the argument verbatim, even if he's fleshing it out. That's not a good look. We'll have to talk about that. So there's already tracks outside of Nashville. I don't need to build one. Adam Bates. I'm not familiar with Adam Bates. Who is Adam Bates? The positive attitude towards cheating I'm seeing is disturbing, right? I mean, I admire a good cheat. I mean, you still need to, if you get caught, you get caught, and there are rules. That's why we have rules. Rules are what separate us from the animal. But I admire somebody that puts time and energy and effort into gaming the system, if you will. We've talked before. Awesome, man. Good to see you. So when I'm talking about cheating in like a competition or motorsport or something like that, like low tier stuff like weighted gloves or lead filled drivers in golf, or tennis ball filled baseball bats, things like that. That's low tiered. I would be very unhappy about that. Now, when I look at a car and I can tell, I can tell that they put a lot of engineering into figuring something out that nobody else has done. I kind of admire that, for example, there was a team, I'm not gonna say who it was, but there was a team we ran against, and they actually had, so there's this big hose that ran out there. So that this was a restrictor plate class, and it just said that you had to have a restrictor plate. Now, the problem is the rule was not clear that all air entering the engine had to come through the throttle body. So what this team had done is they put the restrictor plate in, but on the backside of the intake manifold, they had a valve that opened up at high RPM to give more to give more air into the engine, thus defeating the intent of the restrictor plate. Once this was figured out, then the organization that had to come out with a rule saying that, because the team argued successfully that, yeah, it's not in the spirit of the rules, but there's nothing in this rule book that says all air has to enter the engine through the throttle body, which it does in every other restrictor plate class. This was an oversight by the rulemaking committee. The rulemaking committee, the following year, that rule was, that wording was in there, right? Because of that. So that's kind of where we're, that I admired that, right? But I really, I think it's I admire the development, the engineering, and the thought process to get there. There was actually a pastor in North Carolina that ran dirt track cars, and he won a lot. And then this was a specific series where they issued you the carburetor at the track so that you could not game the system. And it was a claimer motor rule. So if you beat someone, they could buy your motor for like $2,500 or $3,000 or whatever it was, right? And this was to keep people from doing stupid shit, and obviously risking your the very expensive engine being bought out from under you. So what this guy had done is he would get the carburetor. He would go to tech, get his carburetor, bring it back. He had the required legal stamped engine mount and spacer plate, and he put that thing on there, tighten it up, and he was beating everybody. He seemed to just have a little bit more at the end of every straightaway. Just every straightaway, he's getting a little bit more. Couldn't figure it out. Obviously, he's cheating somehow, but how? Well, what it ended up being was that he had everything that was legal. When you took his engine apart, it was totally legal. But what he had done is he had made the bolts. He had machined the bolts for the carburetor in such a way that they allowed air under high vacuum to bleed in. And so it was getting that little tiny bit more air than everybody else's engine. So that's and I thought that was brilliant. However, he did get caught. He got caught because he was too much. We used to joke that in NASCAR, because of the way NASCAR does tech, you don't know what size engine's in that car, right? You just don't. So there's a lot of speculation about, when somebody has a really shitty qualifying and then they go out and win the race, that NASCAR gave that guy the nod because he's supposed to win that weekend, and they get to put the big motor in, right? Instead of a 358, it's a 372 or whatever. So that's, but again, yeah, it's in motorsports, I admire a good cheat. Everywhere else, I'm kind of dubious, right? I think low tier stuff is low tier. So East Tennessee is 100% better than West Tennessee. Rip Memphis. Changed my mind. Nashville is turning blue fast. East Tennessee is better. East is better in Tennessee. Adam, Nashville's actually gone back purple, and it's in very, very high danger of turning red. Back. It's turning back red. Now Memphis is 100% red. Knoxville's 100% red, young man. I don't know if you understand this, but Knoxville is horrible right now. It's bad. It's going to be the new Memphis, 100%. 100%. Chattanooga's still good. So Nashville's not turning blue. It's going back to red, but Knoxville's fading fast. And Chattanooga, I like Chattanooga a lot. I think Chattanooga's still pretty based, to be honest with you. So I think you're partially wrong. At any rate, guys, I apologize for the rant. I do have to, before I say much more about this, I am going to talk to Marte about it. I've got his phone number. I'll give him a call when I have time, and he has time, and we'll make that all work out. Defnot, you have been paid. Wicked Wally, if you're out in the chat, I got your message. We can talk about that in a few minutes if you're available. If not, that's okay. Anson, you're on a hell of a troll stream today. That's for sure. I don't know if anyone's checked it. Yeah, the criminals from Chattanooga come over, I can send police reports. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I agree with Cam the King as well. I have seen that too. I'm thinking of one very specific person. But it is not my place to moral test people that don't want me to. As much as I want to, it's not the right thing. Anyway, day 34, guys. Day 34. Did you think it would last this long? Did you think the shutdown was going to be this long? Did you think it was going to go this hard? Did you? I'm not sure I did. I don't know what I was really expecting, but I'm not really sure that I expected the shutdown to go this hard. And it's rough, man. It's right. You know, I like it personally. Now, again, this is, by the way, we have to be on it. Let's be intellectually honest here. We have a partial government shutdown, right? And now, I talked about this the other day, but I want to dig into this a little further because a lot of you guys are like, it's not going to happen. Rob says, it's not going to happen. This could go long enough. It's going to go to 61 days where we can fire people, where we can fire government, any and all government employees. We're going to hit the 61 days, guys, 100%. Not those two. If you think the Epstein files have anything to do with Trump, you're on crack, buddy. You are on absolute crack. Let me remind you that the Biden administration had complete, total control of the Epstein files for 4 years. And you know what they were able to do with them? Nothing. You know why? Because there's nothing in there. You know why? Because it was all about nothing. It's a boondoggle, I tell you. It's a shanty town. Doesn't belong. Doesn't mean anything. It's just something to get leftists all up in their feels, thinking that there's a win when there's no win. At the end of the day, Epstein is a boondoggle, my man. Boondoggle. Now, I will tell you, though, that if anything in those Epstein files had anything to do with Donald J. Trump, it would have been used against him in the 4 years they had complete, total control of that information. The fact that they didn't use any of it, not one bit, literally points to what I've been kind of saying for a while now, and that is that I think Epstein was probably working for the government. I think he was probably using. I think the worst thing he'd be accused of is grooming people until they turned legal age, yeah, I don't think that matters. I think you're grasping at straws, not loaves too. You need to stop doing drugs, my man. Just stop. They're bad for you. They are. But back to the thing. Back to what I was saying. Sorry. Partial government shutdown still ongoing. We're probably going to hit the 61 days it takes to fire government employees. And I think that's the target. I think you're going to see the Democrats get more and more and more desperate as time goes on. 100%. It's going to be bad. It's going to be ugly. It's going to just destroy a lot of the things that the Democrats are trying to push off on Republicans right now. It is 100% the Democrats who are holding this up. Fetterman is trying his best to get those 5 votes they need to get this on the road, but it ain't going to happen. And the best possible thing for the Repubs to do right now is to just sit fast, stand pat, don't do anything. Let them see the steel in your eye, son, because you ain't going nowhere. That's right. Yeah, I understand there's convincing evidence Epstein worked for Israel, Cam the King. However, that has jack shit to do with why they wouldn't use evidence against Trump, right? Like they would have. Biden would 100% use that evidence against Trump. So there you go. If it existed, it is interesting though that all of the information that has come out that's been verifiable from the Epstein trials has to do with the UK. Isn't that interesting? That's so interesting. Just weird. Just weird. The SNAP program deadline was the 3rd. I believe. Was it the 3rd? I believe it's the 3rd. Can somebody fact check me on that? I don't have my Google up right now to do that. Obviously, I'm not typing. I'm sitting here pointing at you fuckers. Anyway, it is Monday. Senate negotiations are going to resume today, we think. And there's a lot of pressure now to get this back on the road. The delayed food assistance, the SNAP programs, and all of these other things, which affect, I believe the number's 42 million Americans. I could be wrong about that. Right now we're at this, I believe, the second longest shutdown in American history. I think we're gonna surpass. I think we're gonna surpass 61 days for sure. I think that's the thing. So since the shutdown began on October 1, 2025, over these disputes, I think mostly on the Affordable Care Act and the way that it is being paid and the way that it is, well, let me rephrase. The way that it's being treated as it is set to expire, and the way that the Democrats want to pay for it in going forward, and obviously Trump doesn't want to do that. Adam Bates, I will be there, my man. I got a special party going on. I think you may have heard about it. Yeah, every time I say I think, it means, so here's the way it works, not Lowe's 2. If I say I know something, you can take that shit to the bank. It's as good as a check written out to you. If I say I know it. If I say I think, that means I'm like 98% sure, or it's an opinion and not a fact. I could say it's my opinion that, but it's easier for me to say I think that. Your picture was at the door? Could be. We'll talk. I think that's Adam Dole. I love Adam Dole. Adam Dole is awesome. He's one of the best debaters out there. I mean, his facts, man, are just right there. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, the 1.5, you're right, says Spence. The continuing resolution is for 1.5 trillion. All things that were cut is what Democrats were calling for. They just don't want to come to the table. They just don't want to. All right, so they also don't like the way Trump is cutting the budget. He's using a mechanism called rescission to codify those budget cuts. So he's basically bypassing the way Congress does things, and so that's that. Oh, you're not going to be kicked out. Adam Bates. I'm not kicking anybody out of the party unless they are not welcome for some reason. And I don't know of anybody that's actually not welcome. I mean, even Ryan, the radical coder, is welcome. I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong about that? Have I said that somebody's not welcome? I mean, I even said Witt could show up. Right? I said Witt could show up. Did I said that, right? Ryan does need a dentist. All right, so sorry. Back to the show. I apologize, guys. I apologize. I get distracted sometimes by that Not Lowe's guy. He's so weird. So weird. Anyway, federal judges, not state, but federal judges in Rhode Island and Massachusetts have ordered paid SNAP or partially paid SNAP payments using contingency funds. I think they're emergency funds. I'd have to look into it. My opinion is that, or my observation is that I believe they're funds that are set aside for emergency use, which I believe is intended to be for like natural disaster and that sort of thing. However, I think they're going to use it for this. Now it's $5 to $6 billion in these contingency or emergency funds. The administration must comply by today or Wednesday, but claims legal barriers. We'll see what that actually means. Not Lowe's 2-year healthcare sucks. We've proven that over and over again. Nobody goes to Canada for healthcare, but people from Canada come here every fucking day to get healthcare. So you lose that argument. You need to quit making random ass gay points that has nothing to do with anything. The shutdown has a lot of reach, right? I think it's something like 900,000 federal employees are on furlough or paid leave, I guess, which is not getting paid. I think they have 700,000, maybe 750, something like that, 1,000 essential workers are currently unpaid, but will be paid up when the budget is signed. And this has happened before. This isn't unusual. But then we get into the bullshit that that the left likes to kind of harp on, which I think is kind of it's just not necessary. Head Start programs for I think 60,000 children have been halted. Who cares? Airport delays are worsening because air traffic control are federal employees, and just quite frankly, they're in my opinion, in a staged manner, a very specifically contrived manner. Those people are not coming in. Yeah, I'm correct. The contingency funds are supposed to be used for unforeseeable situations like disasters in North Carolina. However, a federal, not state, court has ordered the use of those funds to pay out SNAP benefits in, Rhode Island and Massachusetts. And it's going to be interesting. Now, there's a lot of, this is a far reaching problem. However, again, I'm okay with it. It's fine. We'll muddle through. I think there are too many government employees anyway. We're going to be okay. I did not watch the CBS interview, but my understanding is that Trump laid this shutdown and continued shutdown at the Democrats' feet. They don't want to acknowledge that. The Democrats are obviously saying they are trying to work to close it, and yet they are not. It is absolutely 100% factual that the Democrats are unwilling to come to the table. I don't think Schumer wanted this event to happen. I think he knows the outcome of this, and I think he's cringing every time the Democrats open their mouths on this issue because they're just going to end up sucking it. The fact is that the Republicans are voting almost unanimously across the board, 100%, not 100%, but almost, to end the shutdown and to get the budget balanced. The Democrats keep voting against it. They've never acted like this. They've never had this situation. This has happened like 18 times before, but it's always been very, kind of mutual and not really playing games. Again, John Fetterman is really trying to get the 5 Democrats needed to make this vote happen. They will not side with him because they're absolutely garbage human beings. I said it out loud. The Democrats in this country need to take account of themselves, make an internal critique of their actions, and do their very, very best to level up to at least bargain basement Republican level. Correct. The problem caused by Congress is not a disaster that would qualify. Also, a judge order the appropriation of funds over Congress is radical judicial overreach, but Trump is caving, sadly. I think he's hoping that the Supreme Court will straighten that out, which they should. This is something that should be appealed up to the Supreme Court. I'm hoping Trump stays on task on this, and I'm hoping that he will. So Adam Bates, what's wild about North Carolina is even last year, going into this summer or this spring, there were still American citizens living in tents in North Carolina and Eastern Tennessee because these dumbasses were siphoning off the money to go other places. And Biden allowed that shit to happen. It's just now really that they're getting that taken care of. Now, I don't care how I understand there's a lot of people who don't really care one way or the other about North Carolina and Eastern Tennessee, but the fact is that I would much rather have had the news angry about the Democrats wasting money and not taking care of the situation where people are living in tents rather than being overly concerned about illegal immigrants to this country, providing them all the housing that they could ask for while American citizens are living in tents. You can't tell me that's right. There's no justification for it at all. Okay. All right. That is true. They have universal health care. Americans have more disposable income and a higher standard of living. We have a higher standard of living. Yeah. Oh, he is complying and paying the SNAP benefits a few hours. I didn't see that. Yeah, that's annoying about the use of the emergency fund. Those judges, You know, there has to be some accountability by these judges. There just has to be. All right. So last week I talked quite a bit about Nigeria and the crisis down there, where the Muslims down there are executing, hunting down, and killing Christians in Nigeria. I believe it was today Trump has announced, or maybe it was yesterday, Trump announced that he is intensifying warnings against Nigeria. It is now being designated as a country of particular concern for religious freedom violations and threatening to halt all U.S. aid. That's $1.3 billion, as we said last week, flows from the United States into Nigeria annually. And we have gunboat diplomacy in the Gulf right now, and it's a very, very real chance, very, very real chance that we're going to have gunboat diplomacy off the coast of Nigeria, and operators going in there to ensure the safety of Christians, both American and European. I say I support that, and but I also support people just not going to Nigeria and not giving them any money and letting them die. Canada does not have a higher standard of living than Americans. That's absolute cap. That's absolute horrible cap. Absolutely cap. Lies. Lies, lies, lies. Raptors see what they're doing. What? I'm sorry, I must have missed something. I don't get the context of that, Adam Dole. Army Corps of Engineers are messing up the river now. Okay, interesting. Anyway, back to Nigeria. I've already went over this last week. If you don't remember, we have a big problem down there with Christians being not just persecuted, but injured and or killed in attacks by anti-Christian groups. Sharia law is prevalent in many places. Nigeria is a cesspool. It's not a good place right now, and it's very, very hard to even talk about right now because it's that bad. It really is that bad. The Nigerian president, I don't have his name in front of me. It's something weird. Has obviously rejected the label of being not for religious freedom, calling it a negotiating tactic. He's called it a bunch of different things. He says he's welcoming anti-terror aid into his country without sovereignty threats. Obviously, we're not trying to take over Nigeria. We just want to go in there and get rid of the terrorists. And so far, no U.S. troops are going to be deployed to Nigeria. That obviously can change moment to moment. It's something weird. He's Nigerian. Yeah, it's weird. Trump's posted, I believe this was on X. It could have been on the White House site, but I believe it was on X. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, it's not word for word, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have I'm here's my hands. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and may very well go into that now disgraced country. He said the same thing last week. Guns ablazing, that's a quote from him, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorist. Now, obviously, the president of Nigeria says that the concept or the characterization of Nigeria as being religiously intolerant, does not reflect their views of the management. I'm sorry, does not reflect their national policy or reality. I think that's cap. I think exactly what's going on is going on. Those Muslims are also killing other Muslims too under Sharia law. So, all right, I think everybody understands that the Dodgers won the World Series. I don't pay attention to ball sports, especially team ball sports. So, it is what it is. Now, speaking of the UK, Adam Bates says he thinks Europe is lost. Well, certainly the UK has some problems. So the UK, which the left triumphs as a bastion of safety since they've eliminated firearms, has their own problems, guys. A 32-year-old man, grown-ass man, he's British, still grown, has been charged with 11 counts of attempted murder after he used a knife to attack riders on a train from Doncaster to London. 11 people, guys. 11 people. There's one of the rail workers was stabbed particularly badly and is in critical condition. Now, the British police have ruled out terrorism. But they are looking into the fact that similar instances prior have occurred. And there's the knife crime in the UK is rising rampantly, however you want to say it. I said rapidly, but it occurs to me that rampantly it might be a better word. Give me a sec. I do have notes on this. All right. So the suspect's name is Anthony Williams. Anthony Williams. He's apparently has no fixed abode, which means he's either living in hotels or hostels or halfway houses or something like that. He doesn't have an address. Okay. He is charged also for a separate stabbing and arrested at Huntingdon Station after an emergency stop when the 11 people were stabbed. Now, those victims were ages 14 to 60, I believe. Whatever. Four discharged. 2 are still critical, including the train. The train. I guess train employee. I don't know what you would call him. Not an engineer. And that's that. Now, the broader implication is all of this knife crime in the UK, guys. It is hilarious. I believe it's over 50,000 knife crimes or attacks. Up to June 2025. I believe it's June this year. I don't know that for sure. I believe it is. A lot of knife crime, guys. A lot of knife crime. It's just crazy. Last time you were in France, you saw like 12 white faces downtown. That was it. I mean, the last time I was in Paris last year, and the thing I would have remarked on is there's a ton of like really truly drunk people that seem semi-violent in France, especially in Paris. All right. I don't know if you guys saw the Trump 60-minute interview. It was pretty good. You should go watch it if you haven't. It's pretty good. I think it's good. Have you guys heard about this relocation effort? I don't know if I should get into it. Have you guys heard about the relocation effort that's been leaked from I think the Trump administration? So apparently, what's happened is that someone in the Trump administration, I'm not really sure who, there's a plan that proposes appointing U.S. trustee over Gaza for the next 10 plus years. Okay. And they would relocate its residents. I think there's about 2 million of them, something like that, via incentives, some force, redevelopment, that sort of thing. And they would create a development which they're calling the Riviera of the Middle East. Have you guys heard about this? Europe is not a violent place. You insane? What's wrong with you? Nalos 2 lives in like a dream world. Like not a violent place. Are you in? I mean, that's insane. That's crazy. It made me lose my thought. 2 million residents, Gaza, Riviera of the Middle East. Yeah, Riviera of the Middle East. Now that is drawing from the left. That's already drawing a lot of outrage over what they are calling ethnic cleansing, and they're really mad about it. So there you go. Now this is in the vein of the idea of smart cities, the idea of relocation from one area to another so that it benefits everyone, fresh start, all of that. Now, I don't know, it just really seems like a kind of a Band-Aid. It seems like it's been tried before with the Palestinians in Gaza, and it's just not really a big thing. I believe it's modeled on the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, I believe is what it's called, which was a previous attempt to allow the Palestinians to relocate within Israel with some oversight, and it didn't work, and they just went right back to fighting again. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Yeah. And for context, I don't actually have any context because I didn't Google that shit. Now those two, you don't know the basis of other countries. I've been to Europe. I've been to China. I've been to Taiwan. I've been to Japan. I've been many places. I don't think you have. You're an idiot. You literally talk like an idiot. That, or you have the most surface level of knowledge about everything. Actually, Anson's not far off on this one. Europe is a place being removed and replaced by the third world. That's true. France is literally becoming a third world country. Germany is becoming a third world country. It's crazy. Spain's been a third world country, to be honest with you. Italy has a chance. Yeah. We already understood that you said basics. You don't understand the basics of anything. You've proven that over and over again. I didn't bring a snack in. I need a snack. Maybe I got something at my desk. What time is it? Take a look. Oh, yeah, look. It's really good. Now, those two, you've drank all the Kool-Aid on the planet. Literally all the Kool-Aid on the planet. Like, there's no Kool-Aid left for anyone to drink because you've already drank it all. Guys, I'm going to drop the link over in the mod. Actually, I'm just going to drop the link here. If I don't like you, I'm not going to put you up. But you're welcome to come up. I'm dropping a link in the chat. You can come on up. We'll talk for a few minutes. Yeah, never go anywhere without snacks. I didn't really eat breakfast this morning either, so I probably need to eat a little bit. So there is the link. You may jump up and have a great time. You're not informed. Now those two, you are not informed. I've literally been to most of the countries that you are talking like you know something about. I've been to Canada. All the Canadians I know want to move to America. I dated a Canadian in my youth. She definitely didn't want to be in Canada. Like nobody wants to be in Canadian land. Literally, like it's the exact opposite. How would I feel if I didn't have breakfast this morning? Exactly as hungry as I am, Natalia. Welcome to Natalia. I saw you come in earlier. I was busy running my mouth, and I didn't say hi. Welcome, Natalia. As everyone knows or should know by now, Natalia is a tremendous supporter of the show and has been here since before day one, back when I was a lowly listener over in the whatever chat. Now, I am, you may come up. I will, let me find my thing here. Why do I not have that? That's all right. We do it like this. Yeah, I've been all over the world. I can't say all over the world. I've been many places in this world, and you don't have an understanding of any of these nations. Like none. Like you don't understand anything. It just does not work like you think it works. I know you want it to work like that, but it doesn't. All right, so the it is linked. And there we go. There we go. All right, so you guys can come up now. Andrew probably will be bigger. I did have a snack. All right. BB the something has joined.
BB.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I can't see you there. Or do you intend to be hidden, I guess?
Agreed.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, agreed. Hidden.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you want to talk about?
I don't know, bro. Just dropping in, say hello.
Yep,
What do you want to talk about?
How
What
are
do you
you?
want to talk about, my friend? What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? I don't know. What do you think about the what do you think about the issue with or if there is an issue even with Trump talking about how the or the now leaked documents of potentially setting Palestinians up in a Riviera of the Middle East.
You're talking about Epstein. Okay. Bro. Doesn't really affect me too much, but
Sure.
looking from the outside in,
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a problem, my friend. So, first they didn't exist. Second, they now exist. Now he's speaking on them. Like, I don't know. What he says on those documents is up to.
Oh, I think you misunderstand.
Do I?
The Epstein documents, we're not talking about the Epstein documents.
Oh, okay.
So Trump has, there have been leaked documents showing that a Trump administration plan to set up the Gazans in what is effectively a, what they're calling a Riviera in the Middle East.
Where did these documents come from?
Well, it looks like it came. I don't actually have the source. Pardon me. I don't actually have the source in front of me. Apparently, this comes from a prospectus that was that envisions AI cities, which is and some other stuff like Elon Musk will have a factory there. There will be secure zones. There will be a bunch of stuff during rubble clearance in Gaza itself. I guess originally it was conceived as a stopgap measure because obviously it's Gaza's been bombed quite a bit.
Yeah,
and the Gazans are going to need to go somewhere because right now they're facing famine. Right, like they don't have any food. They don't have any ability to grow food because they fought a war and it's been bombed into the Stone Age. So there's that. Now
it's wild. It's absolutely wild. If you look at the pictures on screen, like fuck me, it's just absolutely wild, bruv. Like,
sure.
Can you imagine living in the city like that? Crazy.
Good to see you guys. How's it going?
Hey, how you doing, Agrillipus?
Awesome, man. I don't get to go live like this very often, so I figured I'd hop over here and hang
Yeah, I
out for a
appreciate
little
it.
bit.
I don't go live often either, bruv. So
Yeah.
you're lucky. You're lucky.
Are you a fan of the show BB? Is that what is that second one? I can't. Elusive?
It's supposed to be, I think, elusive. I think it's spelled a little differently than.
I actually didn't fucking plug it in. What the fuck's going on there? That's crazy.
It might have saved
this way the software works.
Yeah.
Maybe the trout put it in there for me. Fuck.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are you in the UK?
Australia, brother.
Australia. Okay.
What time is it there?
It's early.
No, it's like fucking almost 8 p.m. Something
Oh,
like
okay.
The next day, right? Like it's
Yeah,
the
the
fourth.
next day.
that. I'm in the future. I'm like,
Yeah, calling us from
Time
tomorrow.
travelers.
yeah, no, I'm like a time traveler.
Hmm.
Fucking way in the future.
Okay. Are you a fan of the show? Do you watch often?
Yeah, follow grid often.
Okay. All right. Cool. What do you
Yeah.
think of the show today?
I think he sucks a little bit. I think fucking grid. You know, he's woken up. He's had a bit of a sleep. He's coming in here, doing his thing, just like fucking grid does. You
Just
know?
like I do.
Yeah, it's okay, bro. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
That's all right.
Grid's doing his thing.
I am doing
I've
my.
got, I've got Grid's back, mate, for sure.
Oh, good. That's good to hear. I need. It's good when people have my back, for sure.
I didn't say I had your back. I said I've got Grid's back.
I am
That is,
good.
you're talking to Grid.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah. That's Grid.
that's me.
all right. I got you then.
Yeah, that's me, man. The one and me only.
Well, one in, all in. If that makes sense, I've got you then, brother.
Awesome. Sounds good, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're. I don't. I've not made it to Australia. That's like one of the few countries that I haven't made it to for some reason. We planned to go, and then it just kind of fell apart at the last minute.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I think one of my wife's cousins lives in Australia, and a friend of mine lived over there for a while, and he's back in Colorado now, and he's like, I'd really like to go back to Australia. So,
Oh look, there's I think comparison for the states is
mhm.
that you've got everything from east to west and like midland and
Hmm.
all your mountains and all your like it's extraordinary country. In the US really is.
It really is. It's wild how people that people that live here that live in cities their whole lives have no idea how big this country is, and they they go on. I think everybody in this country should have to take a road trip from coast to coast at once in their life.
100% agree. I agree. Man, so many people don't know how big and beautiful this country is.
I've got a funny story, right? So we had Japanese student like boarding with us for a little while, and Japanese student had family come across, right? So they wanted to go from Melbourne, right, to Ayers Rock for a day trip for a fucking picnic. And I was like, are you sure about that?
Mm.
Because like literally it's like fucking 2,000 kilometers or like it's a couple of days drive.
Yeah.
A couple of days drive. Easy couple of days drive. I was just like, are you sure? Like, yeah. So we went and picked up the family from the fucking airport. They went for the Uluru fucking travel, and he come back. He was like, I didn't understand how big Australia is, and US is the same. Like US is absolutely the same, brother. Like when you start driving, it's a big country.
Yeah, I when I was in college, I actually drove from I drove from Tennessee to North Carolina on the coast, and then from there all the way to California. And it was quite a trip. It took about 4 days. And the interesting thing is that at that time, you would see in New Mexico and Arizona, you would see signs that said no services 50 miles. And they meant that. If you didn't stop and get gas, like right then, if you didn't have enough, like there was no gas, no food, no water, no nothing for 50 miles. And it's hard for a lot of people, especially people who live on the East Coast, to contemplate that. Because to them, it's 15 minutes from one town to another, right? In New York, they may never leave a 3-block radius, right? Because there's just no point.
It's crazy.
And they consider taking the train down to New Jersey a long trip, and so it's crazy how people in America just are so off base with how big the country is, with how much there is. And it's like, there's a lot of people out there, well, we have a real estate shortage. And I'm like, no, we don't. We absolutely do not have a real estate shortage. What we have is we have a shortage of people who are not willing to move out of cities, to move into different towns, and to live where they can afford to live.
It's interesting, Dad. It's really, really interesting. Like, you get many of the Midwest or those sort of towns around there, and they're like super honest towns, super little towns, honest, good people, probably boring for people that have come from bigger places, but
it is what you make it, though. I mean, some of the most beautiful places I've seen. When
I know, right? Well, you got to think about this, like now. Think about it. Like if you're working online, right? If you're working online, and all you need is a $200,000 to $300,000 fucking house, right? With land, many of these towns out Midwest are offering things to citizens, right? So, and then apart from there, like all you got to do is like if you want a good coffee, go and get your good coffee. Fucking, there's always a fucking some sort of hipster down the road that's got a coffee fucking in town. Right? Doesn't matter the size of the town. Right? Get yourself a little fucking house with incentive, with fucking reliable Wi-Fi that you can do your shit from. Like, come on.
Have you seen these? Have you seen these people that do the? They're the van. They live in vans. They're what do they call? It's a. There's a name.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what they're called.
And they just basically they do gig jobs, and they live in these vans that they convert that into basically mini campers, and they literally like work in the van. They have like Starlink on the roof, or they'll go to Starbucks or another coffee shop and use free Wi-Fi to work, and then they camp just in various parking lots and other places.
It's like your homie at the front on the BMX, scoping the free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and it's like. It's an attractive lifestyle to a lot of people, and because especially young people. If I were 20 years old again today, I would have already had a van outfitted. As a matter of fact, when I was 22, probably 20, maybe 23, but I think 22, I bought a bus. I bought a 1947 Brill bus that had been a Greyhound bus at one time, and it had been owned by a company for years that had taken race fuel from Indiana down to Florida for Daytona and other. They basically followed IndyCar, I think, for the race series and some other stuff. And I bought the bus. It was all aluminum. Is just a super, super cool bus. And I refurbished the whole thing because at the time I was living with this girl, and it got to the point where I was like, you know, if she throws me out of it, I have nothing, right? I don't have anywhere to go if she throws me out of here. I'd be sleeping in my car.
Out of your own fucking bus, bro.
Van
Sorry?
lifer.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry?
How can you get thrown out of your own bus?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I bought the bus because I was living with this girl in an apartment. And I just and at the time I just, you know, that it wasn't even that things were getting rough, but there were little clues, right? And I was like, you know, if she decides to throw me out of here, I have no recourse, right? Like I have nowhere to go. I don't have, you know, I could probably stay with friends a couple of nights, but if it went beyond a couple of nights or maybe a week, I'm done, right? Like I don't know where I would go. And so I built this bus out ostensibly as a transportation vehicle for my race car, right? So this was something that I could tow my race car with and live in at the track, but I ended up refitting the whole thing completely so that I could, so that if I got thrown out of my house, or of the apartment that I shared, that I had somewhere to go.
Now you've got me more interested in your race car.
Yeah. I my whole life all I did was racing. So
yeah, what did you have? What were you towing around, bruv?
I mean, it depends on what period of time. I've owned a lot of different race cars, but
no, just fucking name one.
I mean, so the last cars that we were involved with professionally were the Mazda MX-5s and the RX-8s and the Dodge Challenger and the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup car.
Were you running stocky or built up Mazdas? Or
so we were running road racing. Yeah, we were road racing. We were road racing in the Pirelli World Challenge, the IMSA Tudor Cup, and as well as Grand Am, which was, I think, at the time it was still the Continental Series. Yeah, it could have changed names. I forget. But I did all. I mean, basically anywhere we could race, we raced.
Yeah. What was your favorite combination? What worked and
my
just
favorite car
gave you the less fucking headaches? What worked?
I mean, realistically, my favorite race cars of all time have to be the 911s. I don't care which generation. I love them all. They're all great. Yeah, I have a ton of experience with all of them. And I just, those are my favorite cars. Now, the cars I won the most with, that's probably also Porsche. I'd have to think though, because we won a lot with the MX-5s and the RX-8s, but I think Porsche was probably the cars we won the most with. But we did all. I did the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. I had clients that did drag racing. I did a bunch of welding on a rocket car. If you've ever seen the Go Fast jet packs, the rocket pack, like the James Bond style rocket packs, if you ever seen those, I did the welding on those way back like 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
You know what actually took a tear to my eye, Grid, was like watching Ken Block's fucking daughter.
Yeah, Kim Block was a friend of mine.
Do the hill climb in that Porsche. Right?
Yeah, in the Hunapig.
It was super special, bro.
Yeah.
Super special. Like, really, really got to my soul.
Yeah. Yeah. So so Kim Block I knew through a guy named Bill Caswell, and we all kind of were in that same little group there. He was a super cool guy, and it was really bad when we lost Ken. So, but it happens. It's what happens.
Agreed, bro. But to see his daughter step up and jump in that fucking 911,
Yeah, that was wild. That was pretty rad.
Fucking rip it up the hill. It was really, really cool. Very, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean it's just there were so many different things that we've I've done the so now when I say I've done it, I mean my team did it. Either I own the car, I built the car, or I supported the team. I didn't drive very much. Once I did not drive very much past probably 2000, 2001. I didn't really drive much, but prior to that, I did. I did, but after that, when I say we did that, I mean my shop, my team, my cars, or cars that I was contracted to prepare. So like we did, I've done the Pikes Peak several times. I did it once with my own car with a guy from Luxembourg driving.
That's insane. That's an insane route.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very, very cool. And then we did it again about a year later, I think, with Mitsubishi Evo, and then we were set to do it the third year with a guy. Well, so we were set to do it a third year with Bill Caswell. He got banned from the event for life. Okay. And then the following year, we were supposed to do it again with the RX-8 or the MX-5, and we ended up having an issue with the guy who was going to drive it. He honestly just wasn't that good, and it wasn't one of the, it just was it was too dangerous to have him do it.
It just wasn't happening.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he was a good guy and all of that, and I think he came back to do it a year or two later, but at the end of the day, he wasn't good enough that time to do it. It was a high risk. So,
yeah.
So yeah, that's, I mean, I actually don't talk too much about, racing. As much as, I guess other people might, but racing's like anything else that you do at if you do it at a high level and performance is expected, then all of the things that matter in every other profession matter.
100%. 100%. So like, my father was like into Datsun 1600, so it would be like a Datsun.
The 1600 Roadster or the 1600 B210.
Like you would call it a Datsun 550 or 550. Okay,
I'm not familiar with that.
It might have been like a little Datsun, mate.
Yeah. Datsun. But not the convertible. It was the hatchback coupe.
Yeah, no, 4-door or 2-door.
Okay. Really, so that's a 510.
510.
1600.
You would call it a 510. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a 510. I've had two of them actually.
Fucking such a good car, bro.
They are really great cars. They really, really are. I have a friend of mine actually has one still. That was as a matter of fact, is the car that I learned how to drive in, and he still has it. And he actually messaged me this weekend because the coil finally failed after all these years, and he wanted me to double check and make sure the wiring was correct because he couldn't remember from way back when.
Yeah. It's such a good car, like independent rear.
Yeah.
Like, good camber in the front, little screamer, like not super horsepower, but just like fun. It's super fun to drive, bro.
Super fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's we had so that specific car had an L20B in it that had cams and high compression pistons and all of the good stuff, and it had SK Racing carburetors from Japan on them, which were basically Weber's, very similar to a Mikuni carburetor, except they had a choke.
Weber's, yeah, cool. Fucking like that's the kind of thing that before we get into Holly and all everything that is race, like You know, we're talking carburetors and
Yeah.
like just driving experience. Like it's really, really cool. Really cool experience. Like,
Yeah, I've done formula cars. I've done prototypes. I've done a lot. I mean, when I look back at it, I've really done a lot that a lot of people. When I talk to people in the industry now, their focus is so narrow, and whereas mine was like a shotgun. Like I just did all kinds of very strange things. One of the interesting things I always thought was how it never really mattered to me what the car was in front of me. Right. I mean, certainly I had favorites, right? But it doesn't matter. You can give me a car. If you give me a car and enough time, I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to make it fast.
Everyone's got favorites, mate. You don't want to tell your children that, but yeah, we do.
I have I own a bunch of FDRX7s. As a matter of fact, some of the parts for my car come from Australia, and I enjoy the rotary engine so much that I'm putting a rotary engine in one of my airplanes right now.
Oh fuck, bruv! Like, if you want to go like CX3 or CX4 or any of those Mazdas, man, they're just like nuts. Absolutely, particularly if you peripheral port, and you don't have to do much to them. Those things fucking scream, bro. Like they're a really, really cool car. Really cool car. No,
yeah. I've done a lot with. I mean, I turned a misspent youth into a career, and then I turned a career into a retirement.
Good job, bro. Fucking love it.
Not bad. Agrillipus, how are you, my man?
I am good, man. I'm just chilling.
I
don't get to get on here, go live, I should say, often.
I know.
I'm just usually lurking in the chat, but
sure. Yeah, it's been a heck of a day. I'm gonna try and talk to Marte today and get his side on this this deal. I think he's going to end up coming out of it with the right attitude. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say I think it probably should be handled on the side a little bit. That's just my opinion. For now.
I think that because I was watching along for Marte's live today. I think that if you're going to go live, you need to have some big shoulders, and then apart from that, everything else can be worked out on the sidelines.
Agreed. I think he's got good intentions.
Yeah. So we're going to see where he's at on it. Personally, I think this is an opportunity for Marte to come out of this by basically saying, you know what, this is a mistake. From now on, I'm going to make sure that you know. Go ahead.
He's passionate. He's passionate about what he does, and that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there's no problem with that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say though, I think he's got good intentions. I mean, whether he was doing it on purpose or not. I mean, I think he was meaning well. But it's kind of like one of those things where maybe we should. But I say we. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm part of your team grid.
You are.
I think we should, insist at the beginning, of what the rules are. Again, maybe remind everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I think at the end of the day, the way this is, I think Marte has a real opportunity to come out of this with like, and he told me he's like, he's moving towards in-person debates anyway. This just kind of helps him get there. Doing the panel debates is, it's tough because a lot of places don't really. I mean, I think it's tough because you have to ask the rules because you can't assume the rules are the same everywhere you go. And so when I do my shooting this is a lot like when I do my shooting competitions, I may be with a group that I've never shot with. And so I always read their rule book because what may be okay one place may not be okay somewhere else. And so to
Very
me,
true.
that's second nature. But to a lot of people, it really is not second nature at all. Like it never occurs to them to even say, "Oh yeah, it may be different here."
No,
Exactly.
it never ever occurs to people.
So, it's a very hard place for him to be right now. Obviously, that gives a lot of people, a lot of detractors, more ammunition, which is never a good thing to do. It's also, to some degree, it's just not. There's no good way to spin this. So I would, and I'm going to tell him this. I wouldn't try and spin this. I'd simply say, "Hey, I made a mistake. It is what it is. I'll move on. I hope everybody else can too." And then, and then lean into the in-person debates, lean into the, to being very transparent. And that's what, and that's
very, very good example. And I like what you brought up as an example. Like I've been to a shooting range where they don't allow rapid fire, and I didn't know that.
sure.
I should have assumed or asked, but next thing you know, I'm doing rapid fire, and the range master is coming over to me, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Knock it off."
Right.
And I'm like, "Knock what off?"
Right.
I don't even know what I did until he explained it, which is very easy to explain. But other ranges I've been to, it's completely allowed, and it's all good.
Yeah,
Like,
sure. And I mean,
literally why you go there.
And I think it's an interesting thing because whether or not it's allowed is not really the issue here. Hey, what's up, Ray's Moto Life? How are you, sir? You're welcome to come up as well. I pinned the link. I don't have as much time as I normally do. Normally, I stay until 3:00. Today, I've got to go. I actually have to go finish organizing the catering for the event at DebateCon. My deal there. Are you going to be there, Agrillipus? Or are you?
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, I am definitely going to be there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. Things have been a little chaotic, so I just want to make sure.
Yeah, and I can help out with what I mean. I'm a little techie. I can help out with some stuff if you need, man. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, like I was gonna say though, real quick, it's kind of like what I teach my kids. It's like sometimes it doesn't matter if you meant to do something or not, you still did it. And there are some things that you just can't undo. But just fess up to it and stand tall, keep your head up. I mean,
yeah. And look, they're going to be, Anson is, I can't tell if he's trolling or not, but definitely people are going to have that opinion that you cannot, it takes a long, long road back when you've destroyed your credibility. And there are going to be a ton of people out there who think that he has done exactly that. So, and Cam the King says the same thing. He agrees with Anson. People form an opinion, and then it's hard for it. I actually disagree with that, Cam the King, to some degree, because we are constantly revisiting the opinions, which is why you can go from with like one fuck up can knock you down pretty good, and so you have to crawl back from that. In my military school, we had a saying that one oh shit wipes out 10 attaboys. So, just because it just takes you that much longer when you had something like this happen. So,
but yeah, but everything is come back from.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Adam, you don't have to cam up. You can come up and just chat if you want.
Well, and I think something that might help is if and when he starts doing, live or in-person debates, that's going to really show that he doesn't need to use AI. Maybe he's used it before. And I think, like I went on one of his Jeopardy shows the Jeopardy type shows that he was doing where he asks questions and people have to answer accordingly. And, he was using AI for that, and that's cool. That's okay. And even for like getting prepared for a debate. That's
cool.
I
showed you my prompt today for the
And I agree, that's cool. I mean, but I mean, my only thing is, it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't use AI really at all. So that's just me. I try to just use my brain and learn. But if I'm wrong, man, tell me. And if I don't know, I'm going to ask questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Ignorance isn't bliss, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, credibility when debating, since Anson made the point. Yeah, no, I agree with that. He's gonna have a higher bar, I think. And it's just like, I mean, look at Rob. People still talk about Rob using AI, and all he did was fact check a claim that Destiny made.
Yeah. I mean, I don't claim to be any sort of debater. It's not my jam. It's not my jam.
Yeah, me neither.
I've got other skills to apply, but I absolutely enjoy the mind of debaters. So, like the conversation and the mind and what goes on around these spaces is priceless. Absolutely
Yeah.
priceless. Right?
I don't have the quick brain to mouth thing
Yeah.
to be able to do that,
Yeah, I don't know. Debate structure. I don't know any of it. But if you know if you look at it from an outside point of view, you can pick it up pretty quickly. Like you can pick it up, like if you're intelligent enough.
Well,
But
there's different ways of debating and different styles too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Some are a little bit more aggressive, some are less. Some are more passive aggressive. Some are, and the way Grid does his debates and his style of the sport debates that he does, that's why it's kind of pertinent that you know a wide variety and range of topics, but trying to use AI during that sort of debate, or even looking up facts, can blow a lot of time.
Well, you can't like normally. Whatever you're debating and whatever tactic you're using, a good debater will use their mind, and their mind will be their resource.
I agree.
So they're not fact checking. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, I think a lot of people rely too much on statistics. Like in the debate on last Monday, the debate was basic, or was it Tuesday? The debate was all, on the other side, they tried very, very hard to keep it to simply statistics, when it was really the rhetoric that was gonna carry it, and it did. So
yeah, and in those long form debates, that's okay to like bring up facts and stuff, and some of the research you might have done, but trying to bring up statistics that change all the time, off your brain, out of just bringing that up out of your brain and throwing that into the debate. I don't know. That just always kind of irks me, because
Yeah,
it's tough. I mean, because if you sit there and you try to remember like, 80% of this, and then you looked that up a month ago, it's no longer 80%.
That they can be debunked very quickly. Statistics, like if you're relying on that,
but facts to me are way better than statistics.
Yeah,
and if you can sit there and you can say it is a fact that certain people do this, sure, but certain people don't do this. It's okay.
Yeah,
but
a thousand million people do X, Y, Z. Like tomorrow, that can change. Like it's pretty simple. Like you can debunk numbers very, very quickly. Like even though they're a good claim, they're a good point of argumentation, but no, like numbers are not the way to go in my opinion.
all righty. Well, we got about 14 minutes left to go. I'm going to go ahead and start doing my outro. I got to go work on getting the catering set up for the event in now 12 days, guys. Actually, is it 12? 11 days. 11 days away. It's going to be, again, epic. If you guys are not there, you should be. Make plans, be there, hang out. It's going to be awesome.
I'm in Australia. What the fuck?
I know. Well, I mean, it only takes a day and a half to fly over here, and you're already in the future. So
you got 12 days. Like, how long does it take to make a sandwich?
Yeah, right.
Fucking 12
days. How many people am I preparing to host? 200. I don't believe that we're going to have 200, but I'm preparing to host 200.
Got you. Are you cutting the crust off?
So I'm actually not preparing any of this. I have to go and talk to the people who are catering it. We're going to have barbecue. So I picked one of the better barbecue joints in Nashville to do the catering. And they're going to do.
Don't tell me you're going slow cooked meat. You motherfucker.
Yeah, absolutely. Slow cooked, just we're gonna probably do pig and probably some brisket.
Oh, yeah.
So
man,
my mouth is watering already.
Right. And Agrillipus, I've changed it a little bit because now I'm not going to do lunch and dinner. I'm just going to do lunch. And the reason for that is people are going to be in and out all day, and there's so many places to eat in that area that I was like, what's going to end up, I was talking about it with with somebody who's helping me, and they were like, hey, what's going to happen is you're going to do lunch, which everybody will kind of be here for, or they'll just meander in and out. But when it comes time for dinner, most people will be gone. They'll go have dinner together in little groups and come back and whatever, or order in, do DoorDash, something like that. And he's like, you're going to end up with all of this food.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. For the people that are left over, even if there's people left over around, dinner time, they can just pick at whatever's left or whatever.
Well, there'll be, we can order pizza. We can do, DoorDash. I mean, there's restaurants within walking distance.
Yeah.
This guy,
isn't there like
this is gonna TTS
$10
super chat.
Thanks
isn't there like a
super chat? Hold on 1 sec. Hold on, BB.
It's okay. I'll just read it. $10 came in from Orthodox Guy. Thanks for coming up today. Hey man, thank you for dropping by and dropping a big $10. Dropping bank. That's awesome, man. Appreciate that. Ray's Moto Live says, I'm hosting Ray's Moto Life. If you don't know, and it doesn't look like you did, DebateCon is November 15th and 16th. On November the 14th, I'm hosting an event here. It's an all-day get-together of people from the Crucible, from my channel. It was originally going to be just for my channel, but then the Crucible guys wanted in, and they're in because, we love the Crucible guys. We're going to have a lot of really, really interesting debaters show up. I've got I do need another lefty debater or two. If you guys know a lefty debater, that would be great. Let me know.
I'd be funny as fuck. Like, I'd be seriously like what is the term in debate? Like, good, bad faith. Like, I'd just be like, yeah, bro. Fucking whatever.
Literally everybody is welcome as long as you're. Oh, sorry. Didn't speak over you there.
Like, I'd have motherfuckers spurking out on me. I'll just be like, yeah, sweet. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, bruv. Like, how about this? What about this thought? And they'd just like, they'd be wigging out, bruv. Like, they'd be wigging out.
Yeah, I'm not a lefty and I don't debate, so.
No, I'm not a lefty. I'm on the right. I'm on the right side, but fucking.
So, first of all, I got to read this. Orthodox Guy super chatted $5. Get some fudge rounds on him. That's okay. I'm not much for fudge rounds, but my kids are, so my kids will really appreciate fudge rounds. And clowns attend, says Adam Bates. You know what, Adam? You're welcome. Everybody, literally everybody is welcome as long as you don't have as long as you don't have a issue, as long as you don't start issues or cause problems. I will say up front that we've got armed security on the premises, multiple actually armed security people, and it's not going to be a place to be misbehaving at all. It will be a great place to come hang out, have fun, watch some debates, chat with people that you like on that from the realm of the internet. Come hang out with me. That would be cool. Ray's Moto Life. Do I have a day pass? So the way it is working is that, and I'm changing this slightly. Originally, I said you have to have a DebateCon ticket because this event is in support of DebateCon, not to compete against it. Now, I've changed that slightly for non-content creators. You have to have a debate. You have to have a pass. You have to, or you have to be, going to DebateCon or doing something other than, you may be able to reach out to me, and I may make an exception for you. It's probably not going to happen, but it's worth it. It's worth a hit. If you are a content creator like you, Ray's Moto Life, and you're coming out to hang out and promote my event and things like that, it's tough for me to say no. Don't come here. And do that. So the short answer is reach out to me, let me know you're coming, and we will figure it out. On the other side of that, we're gonna have a great time. It's going to be live debates. I've got a lot of them, and it's gonna be really rad. It's gonna be really cool. So Agrillipus is going to be there. A lot of your favorite debaters are going to be there. Rob Knorr, for example, Fabian Liberty, Tom Foolery, Wicked Wally is committed to be there. Admiral Gibbs is going to be there. Jake Varr is going to be there.
Oh man! Every time I hear new names, man. I didn't hear Wicked Wally was going to be there. That's cool.
Yeah, he said from the start he was going to be there. Mikey Balls is going to be there.
Yep,
he will not be debating, but he will be out there hanging out. Go by and sign his carbon fiber leg for him. And no, don't do that. It's $10,000 leg. Don't fuck up his leg.
I heard fucking JS is gonna make a little bit of an appearance there.
Yeah,
this year.
Beth is gonna be there. I think we're trying to get a few other people to go though. It's gonna be cool.
No, good on him, bro. Right. Good on him.
Speak of the devil, he appears. There's Wicked Wally right there.
What's up, Wicked?
So we're going to, and it's going to be a great event for everyone. The debates are going to be just off the chain. I think Corinth is going to come, which will give me another lefty and a good one. We're going to have a bunch of the Crucible crews going to be there. Go ahead.
You're fucking struggling for lefties, mate. What the fuck?
They don't like the debate in person. They just don't. And the ones that will,
I know, bro. I know.
The ones that will, they demand an appearance fee. They want, they want to, they don't want to look bad. They don't want to be made to look bad. The ones that, and the ones that will actually repeatedly debate in real life.
Sounds fucking needy.
Yeah, but the ones, well, it's partially because the ones that can debate in real life, they get snapped up by various Democrat PACs, and the next thing you know, they're on Piers Morgan or somewhere.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, but well, go ahead and give me your final thoughts, guys, and then I'm going to wrap it up and get out of here. I've got to go talk to the caterer.
Well, good luck with DebateCon, bruv. You're putting on a good show. You're doing your thing. You're going to be in company of many great people. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Agrillipus? I'll just say, man, thank you for having me up, and it's going to be lit. So if you haven't gotten a ticket and you're not going to, if you don't know, just go, man. It's going to be fun. Everybody get a ticket and go to DebateCon. Get to meet all your favorite people you see online. It's going to be great.
Yeah,
I'll
it is going to be.
I'll be,
It's going to be
But
really.
thanks for having me up, Grid. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I'll be thinking of you on the other side of the world.
All right, sounds
All right.
great.
Talk to you later, boss.
Yep, I'm going to drop everybody down now. Let's do that. Oh, wrong button. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it has been a good show today. It is a shorter show today. I do have things I've got to go do. Adam Bates, hit me up over on Discord. We'll sort out whether you're coming up or not. Hopefully you do. To everybody else, you guys have a great rest of your day. I am not, as far as I know, debating tonight. That could change in the next couple hours. You never know. People need people to argue, and I'm good at it. Tomorrow, nothing. On Wednesday, we'll do the night shift. We may have something going on during the day. Don't really know. We'll see how that works out. And and beyond that, it's going to be a good week. We're going to have some good streams. We've got a lot of things to take care of. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'm not going to raid you out anywhere. I don't even know where I'd send you right now. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and we'll be seeing you. Cheers.